Hey, it's Yury Experience, and today we are comparing long-term and short-term targets. I talk a lot about planning, about goals, about setting targets, about different kinds of targets, and also I definitely mentioned already short-term and long-term targets. Every plan, each and every plan in your life, every day in your life needs both of them. But why? Why do we really need both of these targets? What value do they really bring in our life? Today I will compare briefly both of these kinds of targets, and I will talk briefly what is good about them, what is bad about them, and stuff like that. Let's go! Basically, short-term targets are targets about which we'll need to think every day. They are normally connected to small things that we can do on one day, or maybe we need 1 week for that, but we need to think about this stuff pretty much every day. That is basically the reason why you shall not have a lot of short-term targets. You shall not forget you have only 24 hours a day. You cannot do everything. And exactly that is the place where planning comes into place. You plan short-term targets for different days of your week, of your month, or of your year. The good thing about short-term targets is the fact that they bring quick satisfaction. You did something, you did a good thing that you planned to do, and you feel good about yourself, and rightfully so, you accomplished something. But short-term targets normally don't solve big problems. They don't help to optimize your life. They do not resolve anything. And don't take me wrong, they can be a part of a long-term target, and we will talk about that in a second. But they themselves, each short-term target, doesn't solve big problem. It doesn't have a big picture in it. For that we have long-term targets. Speaking of them, long-term targets are the targets that you normally accomplish during the long period of time, be it your year, 10 years, maybe your whole lifetime. That is also the reason why they are usually more complicated. It's not something easy, like buy a couch. No, there is like some idea behind it, like fill your apartment with furniture, which is a bigger target. I don't think that it's really a long-term target, but it can be a long-term target. And it consists of a lot of steps. And that is what kinda makes it a long-term target. I think what I try to say here is the fact that in order to achieve this target, in order to accomplish this target, you need to do a lot of smaller targets so you resolve a bigger problem which is important for your life. Bad thing here, you do not get satisfaction until it's done, and it can take a lot of time, and it is even possible that you will not get satisfaction at all. If you have lifelong targets, like be a good person, don't kill anybody, for example, you will not accomplish this target during your lifetime. You basically accomplish this target exactly after you died, which is why that is kinda the fact. You don't always get this satisfaction, yes, I did it, now I'm done with this target, I can move on. No, sometimes you just continuously doing that every day. But on the other hand, these targets, they help to solve big issues. They have big image in them. Being a good person is a very complex subject, which is really subjective and is different for every person. And this target consists of many small targets that you need to accomplish every day, basically. But what makes it great is not some small target. It's a huge target that influences your life enormously. Now, as we talked about some principles of that, let's make a couple of examples. For example, household. Clean your dishes, short-term target. Mop the floor, short-term target. Cook some food, short-term target. But create a household where you don't need to spend a lot of time on doing household stuff. It's a long-term target, which can consist of these three factors, but also may consist of buying a dishwasher, buying a robot that will go around, like mine, and clean everything. It can even involve in itself learning about cooking, so you spend less time for cooking. And in this case, it's not like it will solve the problem, because you will still need to cook every some amount of time regularly, but it will help you to optimize your life. It will help you to leave more time for other targets, so you can concentrate yourself on different things. Another example, I want to build a house, not me personally, but example. Then you need to do a lot of things prior to that. First short-term target, earn enough money. Second short-term target, find out how to build a house if you don't know that prior to that. Buy all of the supplies. Find some workers. These are some shorter term targets, so you can achieve a longer term target. Yes, it doesn't have to take 10 years to build a house, but I hope you get the point. Just look into your life. I'm pretty sure you can surely see that you have some short-term targets, and maybe you can even identify long-term targets. And I want you to be more conscious about them. Understand that some of the things will not solve the whole problems, but maybe you can evolve them in a long-term target which will at the end of the day solve the problem, or at least help you to optimize the process which you maybe don't like doing, or maybe you want to do it differently. That is why, as I always tell you, please try to plan your life accordingly to your targets, find out what your targets are and try to define them as precise as you can, and then go for some short-term targets, so at the end of the day you can go for the long-term targets. Basically, if you resolve enough for short-term targets, you will resolve the whole problem. That's how it goes. That's all. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. I do regular videos about different topics, and next time we will be talking about finding things for a specific purpose. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, please write them down in the comments below. I will try to answer your comments. Also, I will maybe do an independent video about that, or I will read about the topic first. I do not know everything, but I do know a lot. That's all for today, and see you next time.